Hi everyone, it's Niesha Davis here, LCSW, and this is Motivational Masterpiece, where you are on a journey to becoming the master of your own peace of mind. I am a therapist, however, this is not a substitute for therapy. If you are in need of a therapist, I encourage you to reach out and get some help, as there are so many platforms available for you to find a therapist that is the best fit for you. Look, it's Sunday, and I would like to first say happy Sunday to everyone. It's been a minute before I came on here and shared something with you guys, but I really felt compelled to come on today and just share some information with you today that just really started to resonate inside of me. And the information that I want to share with you today stemmed from the message today that I heard at church. And so what I want to talk about with you today is about God's grace, His grace and unmerited favor. God's grace is sufficient for each and every one of us. So I really want you to think about the word grace. What is grace? Grace is God's unmerited favor. It's His favor that we do not deserve, right? We did not earn it. We did not work for it. We did not pay for it. We did not do anything special to deserve it. However, He freely gave it to us, and He freely continues to give it to us. Why? Because He loves us so much. Even in the midst of all of the things that we have done that were not pleasing in His sight, He continues to show us His grace and mercy, His unmerited favor, His undeserving favor that we do not deserve and we did not earn. And so I just was thinking about some of the things that were shared in the message today, and I just felt compelled to come on here and just share with you and let you know that God's grace is sufficient for you. I don't know what you're going through and I don't know what you're experiencing, but I want you to know that you have not done anything that God cannot forgive you for. I don't care if you've done the deepest, darkest, evilest, conniving thing that you think is unforgivable. I want you to know that if that's you out there today, that God's grace is sufficient for you. If you've said something to someone, or you've done something to someone, or you've done something to yourself, or you have harmed yourself in any kind of way, and you feel like you don't deserve a second chance, or you feel like I might as well keep making mistakes, and I might as well keep doing things wrong because I messed up, that is perfectly fine. God's grace is sufficient for you. That means that He can show you favor even when you feel like you don't deserve it, even when you feel like He shouldn't give it to you. He loves us so much that all we have to do is reach out to Him, talk to Him, and have a conversation with Him, and let Him know how we are feeling. Let Him know what we have done. He knows what we've done even before we even know that we were going to do it, right? So there's nothing that's a secret to Him. And there's nothing that we can hide or pretend like we didn't do. He already knows it. But the one thing that He loves from us is our transparency. He loves when we can come to Him and be honest about our faults. Be honest about our feelings and tell Him how we feel. Be honest about our feelings about ourselves. He knows when we messed up. He knows when we are feeling down and out. He knows when we are beating up ourselves. He knows when we are in a dark place and we feel like our lives are not worth living. He knows those secret voices that are talking to us in the midnight hour throughout the day, when the enemy is running rampant throughout the land and trying to discourage us and trying to tell us to give up. He knows how hard we have been looking and seeking for that opportunity, that job opportunity. He knows how we feel about our relationships with our significant others, or our relationships with our parents or our children. He knows the struggles that we go through on our job, and He knows the things that we think. However, in spite of all of those things, in spite of all of those negative thoughts, and in spite of all of those feelings that we feel are overwhelming, or that we feel that we cannot overcome, God's grace is sufficient for us. So what does that mean? He can still show us favor. He will still have mercy on us because he loves us that much that he doesn't hold all of our faults against us. He's not writing in a notebook, keeping track of all of the wrong that we have done. He's not taking notes and holding it against us. He's not saying when we have the opportunity for that promotion or when we feel like we don't deserve a relationship that God has given to us. He's not saying, oh no, Niesha, I remember when you did this on April 2nd, 1999. He's not saying, oh no, I remember when you did this over here to that person. He's not taking notes and he's not keeping track. However, what he is doing, he's providing several opportunities for us to embrace the fact that his grace is sufficient and that his mercy is everlasting, right? He wants us to be able to lean to him, to talk to him and have conversations and just tell him how we're feeling. Tell him that we messed up. Tell him that I'm not in a good place right now and I really need your help to get out of this place. Ask him for forgiveness for the things that you have done. Even if you felt like you thought something or you done something that was so horrible that you don't deserve to be forgiven for, ask him for forgiveness because his grace and his mercy is sufficient. And he is willing and ready, there with open arms, to forgive us and to give us another chance. I don't know who this video is for today. However, I just want you to know that God's grace, his unmerited favor, is there for you. So whatever you might be going through, whatever you might be experiencing today, I want you to know that it doesn't matter how hard it is. It doesn't matter how difficult the situation is. It doesn't matter how much of a dark space you're in. Even if you are somebody that's contemplating on ending your life, it doesn't matter if you're in that space. You can go to God and be transparent. He wants to prove himself to you. If you don't know who he is, all you have to do is ask him. Reveal yourself to me. Show me a sign that you are real. And guess what? He will do just that because his grace and his mercy is sufficient. His unmerited favor is something that he wants to pour on us because he loves us that much. He died on the cross for us. He paid the price for us ahead of time. So there is nothing that we can do to repay him for his grace and his mercy. However, we can go to him each and every day because each and every day he gives us grace and he gives us mercy and he gives us another chance and another opportunity to get it right and make things better. Every day that we wake up, it's a 50-50 chance that we are going to get it right or either we're going to mess up. And I can tell you, boy, I haven't made the mark. I miss the mark all the time. And I am so grateful for God's unmerited grace and his unmerited favor that he continues to shine on my life. So I encourage you to remember each and every day that God's grace and mercies are new every morning. Every morning. That means every day that we are given the opportunity to wake up, we have another chance to get it right. We have another chance to keep chipping at it and try to make it better. We're not going to be perfect because we are here on earth and we're going to be tempted every single day. But every chance that you got, remember that God's grace and his mercy is sufficient for you. If you haven't liked this video, I encourage you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, share this message with a friend as they will not be disappointed. And let somebody else know that God's grace and his mercy is sufficient. And each day that we wake up, we have another chance to get it right. Until next time, take care, hang on in there, and remember, you got this.